Hi, welcome to the Gamesplainer. I'm Jeff the Gamesplainer, and today I'm gamesplaining Winter Queen. Winter Queen is a 2 to 4 player game that came out this year, 2021, and it's quite easy, but it's kind of tough at the same time. What you're trying to do is you have crystals that are available to you. You have three options. You can take a crystal and put it onto the board. When you put it onto the board, you get a spell book which has two spells. You can place a crystal onto one of the sides of your spell book. You can cast the spell off your spell book. That's your kind of three options. Unfortunately, when you're playing the game, it feels like you want to do the put more crystals out onto the board, but whenever you do that, you would gain a spell book. You can only have three spell books in front of you. So you're actually only able to put three crystals out onto the board before you can't put crystals out again. The only way you're able to put crystals out again is if you cast a spell and therefore get rid of one of the spell books. And that suddenly gets into a position of, oh, I'm doing this, I can't do that anymore. I'm going to have to take the 1 or 2 points. Oh, I really want that crystal, but that color isn't available to me. Because what you're doing is you're putting one of the crystals onto a spell book, and depending on what color that crystal is, that will tell you what color you're able to cast that spell on. So you might be, say you have a spell book that has a yellow crystal on it. If you put a purple crystal there, what you're saying is, I'm going to get points for every purple that's next to a single yellow, or every yellow that's next to a single purple. And so you then work to get surrounding of one color for the other. But you can only put so many things on the board. So I think that with this game, the early game, you've got to be happy with getting the 1 or 2 points. Whereas the later game, you have a higher chance of getting 5, 6 points for a spell. But that's kind of the end game stuff. If you're trying to get those end game points early on, it's really hard. Because you get stuck with this, oh, I've got this, we can get some more crystals there, I can get some more crystals there, let's just sit off on that. Okay, I've got 3 books in front of me, I've got 6 spells I can be casting, which ones are going to get me the most point, or which ones are going to eventually get me the most points. And so you're having to make this decision as to which spells to cast. And when you cast both of the spells in a book, you're going to remove a crystal from the board and put it back in the bag. But there's just this all the way through this. I really quite appreciate that. It's, as I say, it's quite a simple game to play. It's quite understandable and you know what's going on. But the actual playing of it and the actual manipulation of it comes down to, how many points am I happy to get for this spell? Am I happy with 1 or 2 points? Am I realistically trying to get this up to 3, 4, 5 points? And that's really the question mark that you put on yourself when you're playing this game. It feels like it's very similar to Tashkalar if you have played that before, but a little bit easier. So I have tried to play Tashkalar with my wife and she was not a fan at all. I played this with her, she understood and she got it and she played it pretty well and was okay with it. They feel like really similar games that you're casting spells and you're trying to get particular patterns or particular things onto the board in order to cast this spell. That's pretty much what you're doing on this game, but it's a little bit easier. I don't know if there's any specific reference to Tashkalar within the game or there's any understanding of it, but they do feel like they're kind of similar ideas is probably the best way to put it. So look, I think I'll leave it there with Winter Queen. If you have any comments or suggestions, please write them below. If you have any games that you would like to be gamesplained, please shoot me an email to thegamesplainer@gmail.com. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter @thegamesplainer to keep up to date with the games that I'm playing. Subscribe to my videos to keep up to date with the games that I'm gamesplaining. And until next time, enjoy gaming.